2 minutes after 1. My lord, we're debating the issue. Is counsel now going to proceed?
Yeah, I'm going to proceed with the cross-examination.
Along the lines that she was doing?
Yes. But the only order I made is that this confidential information
khoro e re ditokomane tsela tse le ba fileng tsona ga di jwale khoro e tlo di swara ka lebaka la mabaka a besitseng le fane ka ona e be go bolelwa ka maphelo a batho.
Bonke labaphepha ukuthi usetshenziswa walethela enkantolo uchazochitha enkantolo ayasasetshenziswa kulolu daba.
just for my own edification, where are the dockets?
The docket di kae?
Docket ya Fosloras. Since ba isha decision I so boy.
Case number?
The case number even
534.
Aksa go pola case number.
What's the charge? What's the charge?
Yeah.
Molato wa bona be
The person dealing drugs.
One.
Yengwe.
Eke no
160 of 10 2018.
Yes.
Where is the docket?
Normally ishila ke gre ya my lord because Colonel Ginda we will some rota try level.
I did not get it where I left it, as Colonel Ginda said he will come and look for it.
And the other one?
Yengwe guy.
No chona chepe
Those are the two that the court needed.
Okay, 2 o'clock.
My lord, can I make one submission, my lord, with due respect? I know the court has ruled, but it is my request that that information that has been taken back from us, it must not also be kept with the court.
Why not?
Purposes.
Right.
Yes, my lord. My request, my lord, is that the information cannot come from the witness direct to the court without us having been given an opportunity to look at the information that is submitted before this honorable.
I thought you had seen it, all of you. You just gave a copy. Didn't you give a copy?
I have not seen it, my lord.
Okay,
I have not seen it, my lord. Thank you.
This information will form part of the proceedings of this. Just give it.
As the court
So that if this case goes somewhere else, the judges in the SCA and the judges in the Constitutional Court will have access to this.
As the court business.
I'm not so naive as to take the information which has been led to this court and go and keep it in my sitting room.
Thank you, madam.
Jwa tšo ba kgopela gore ditokomane tšela di ska ya kgoro
There was only one
One copy.
copy, my lord, and
Okay.
it's just enough for council.
Right. So every council has got that order, eh? And every client has read it. Mr. Gomezeli, the client read it. And number two?
Number one.
He was sitting together with him, but I'm not sure if
And
he
number
was.
three?
Waboraro yena?
ntho a dirileng o tlogele mo ka pampiro a kopana le ba le ba ba e lebelela ka mo
All five of
Number
them.
one went to the group, my lord, and they looked at it together.
All five of them.
Ka moka ba le ba batlhano, correct?
Can you give all five of them copies? Copies so that I just read what the law requires. Mr. Baloyi, can you give each and every accused that order which was supposed to be made for this court, which has now been publicized?
We will make them copies.
No, give them now. I want to see them getting it.
Well, we only made enough for council. We'll have to make extra copies now.
Councils have got all copies. Mr. Ngomezulu, do you have a copy of that order?
This is the copy.
Do you have a copy?
No, I'm about to receive a copy now.
Mr. Mnesi, do you have a copy?
We thought we needed to take them back, but now they have been returned back.
No, you all have copies.
yes
Yeah, it originally ruled that that order must be expunged. But after having consulted posterior ruling, statement, and Black's Law Dictionary, the 10th edition, defines it as such record. Giving an accurate account of the proceedings at the trial, which I hope I've done. A record of what occurred at Nisi Prius after the issue had been joined. The issue cross-examined. He repeatedly said he's unable to divulge the information regarding the investigations of the cases which you say accused number 1 or 2 or the others they're involved in, because you will be revealing confidential information. Am I quoting you correctly?
Ke nnete gore kgoro e re lena le go na le dilo tse e leng gore ga le kgone go di bolela ka lebaka la gore go na le ba bangwe ba ba latofatswa ba e leng gore ba gona go melato e nngwe gape le tlabe le ntšha dilo tse e leng gore ke diphiri ka sewe sebaka.
ke nnete
It is correctly quoted, my lord.
Yeah, because this court hopes to be fair. There was a dispute as to whether this witness is actually, his testimony is actually the truth or not. And at that stage, this court is not involved in joining whether this witness is being truthful or not, because he's at the moment giving evidence. This court decided, in the interest of justice, that if it is actually correct that these cold cases he alludes to, including the Nongoma case regarding the murder, the court should make a request in the form of an order that this witness should itemize and categorize those cases in which he says they are cold and they are at the moment not yet finalized, because it was put to him that, for instance, that Nongoma case was finalized, and he said, no, it's not finalized. And by that exigency, this court expected and hoped that this court will get the information which it will share with the accused counsels, that in fact, indeed, such cases are still being investigated. Is that not your evidence, sir?
Ga se botlhatsi ba lena se kgoro e fetsa go se bolela ka dijwa le gore melato eo e santse e nyakišiša.
ke nnete
It is correct, my lord.
Consequently, that's why I made that order. And I was of the view that that order is made for the information of this court. And in terms of this posterior principle in our law, I was going to call all the counsels into my chambers and show them the confidential information which was divulged after being extracted by this witness from the various dockets. Because I believe that counsels are officers of this court before they are defenders of their accused. That's a sacrosanct principle of our law. You are officers of this court before you are defenders of the accused, because when you are admitted as counsels of this court, you take an oath to uphold the law practices of this court. So one would have expected that even if counsel informs their clients about the fact that in fact it is correct that there is proof that some of the cases which the gentleman is giving evidence on, saying they are cold but they have been resuscitated, in fact it is correct that those cases are being attended to. And I believe protocol dictates that not everything which this court divulges by intruding into the Official Secrets Act. And if counsels understand that exigency, you don't have to tell your client about the fact that of the information which has been divulged in this court, because this court has made an order that even if it is in terms of the Official Secrets Act that this witness was saying he can't divulge that information, but this court, using its inherent jurisdiction and Section 173 of the Constitution, as Mr. Minister likes saying, you can make use of that information under certain conditions. Okay. So consequently, if anybody wants to use that information, which has been so irregularly been divulged, you are at liberty to do so. And this principle starts from the 15th century. So that the Mahisa Judge Lay, or afterwards, was known as the postia and was in fact drafted by the party in whose favor the verdict had gone. Whence the phrase postia to the plaintiff or the defendant, which is found in the old reports. You can see in this regard Geoffrey Ratcliffe and Geoffrey Cross, Legal Systems, England. It's a 6th edition textbook written by Bentley and Hand. It's the 6th edition if you want to read about this any further, 1977. Okay. Yes, okay, Mr. Mshola, you can go ahead and cross-examine.
That's the court business. My Lord, before I resume with my cross-examination, can I just ask one thing on clarity, my Lord? So it means that on this document, I can read it but not consult, share it with...
No, it has already been shared. You can read it and share it with your clients. That's why I insisted that each of your clients should be given that document, so that it mustn't be said that this information which this court has withheld.
That's the court. Thank you, my Lord.
Yeah, well.
Just go back where we paused yesterday. I'll try not to repeat myself, but we'll just wrap up somewhere there and there where I need clarity on those issues.
Mara ba lo tswela pele mo ile gore le shile gona maobane ge ile gore bona ga ba nyake le gore ba boele go tseding tshadilo e fela ge ile gore bona ba hloka gore ba kwishishe dilo tse di rile ba tlole go tsaka tsona le ya go shishe
ka bushishi
Lesubela emuva kulokho esifunde olesikhuma ngakuzona esiqede konke kodwa khona izinto ezifanele zicacise.
For the sake of progress, you remember we were talking about the interview that took place at the boardroom.
gore re tswela pele jwatse le a gopola gore be re bolela ka polekshana
That's one.
tabe we ye be le gore bona ba tswela pele
Kushuthi zokuza umbuzo owodwa nje kulokho bese siqhubeka phambili.
Benedict.
I am listening.
The interview that took place between yourself and other members and the suspect was not recorded.
Interview yela ye leng gore lena le be le gona le ba bangwe ba be leng gore le be le tshana le bona be se e recordiwe ga se gatishiwe filotso.
Benedict.
Correct.
Manje kulokho wena nekhuluma wena nalabo abanye azange uqoshe phansi ukuhlala.
Okay. If I can just take you back, also I just need confirmation. When you firstly approach accused number 2, when you arrested him, you explained to him the allegations in respect of the Nongoma case. Am I correct?
Ge le ya o molatofatšwa wa bobedi la mathomo le ile lena la mmotsa ka molato la wa Nongoma.
Benedict.
correct.
Manje uqala kumsolo nafike namtshela ukuthi usolwa ngani kumele ngomati yena.
Okay. And then when you were charging him,
Ge be le morwesha melato,
then which,
can you please explain further? Are you
and then you explain the allegations in respect of Nongoma case, correct?
le re le moswere ntlong ya gagwe? It is correct.
Yes. And then you took him to the station.
La Misha Spodise.
nnete
That is correct.
Namthatha namisa esipoliseni odiyego.
Wherein he was charged and detained.
Ke mo ba ileng ba morwesha melato la motshwara.
nnete
That is correct.
Atshelwa amacala akhe waseyavalelwa thina.
Yes, at that time, when you charged and detained him, which allegations did you explain to him? Was it in respect of Nongoma case or in respect of this case, Foster's case 636?
Ge ne le motswallelela le be le mmoditše ka melato e mefeng, le mmoditše ka wola wa Nongoma goba le be le mmotša ka wo wa Foslorus.
Njengoba senzomvalela amtshele ngale icala elabona ngoma nona nimtshele ukuthi unecala lelaseflosloras.
re monitse ka molato wa nongo
We informed him about the Nongoma case.
Samtshela ngecala wanongoma.
Okay. So, then on the following day, when you booked him out, you then interrogated him on the Foster's case 636 and not Nongoma case.
Letšatši le latelang ge be le montšha le do mmotšiša dipotšišo le ile la mothama dipotšišo ka molato wola wa Nongoma e seng wa Foslorus.
re thomele pele ka nongoma di ra latela ka foslorus
We firstly interrogated him on the Nongoma case and then followed up with the Foslorus case.
Ngelandelayo nasikhipha nafike nakhuluma ngecala lakwanongoma noma eleseflosloras. Athi
636, the accused number 2 denied any involvement in this case. Am I correct?
Molatofatšo wa bobedi ka molato wa Foslorus 636 yena o ile a ganela gore ga se nke ya ka karolo ya molato o ke nnete.
ke nnete
It is correct.
waphika umsola ngithi kule icala laseflosloras ukuthi uyalazi wathi akanazo yena kunjani.
And then, in respect of the Nongoma case, if I remember very well your response yesterday, he was never taken to court for his first appearance at all.
Ka molato wa Nongoma ge ba gopola botlhatsi ba lena ba maobane lena le rile ga se nke a išiwa kgorong.
a le opetša ga botse be re mešitše kgorong gomme re fitlha kgorong motšotšiša reno ka gore bja le nongoma e a se jurisdiction ya gage and then la ba re miša ka ya foslorus.
If you would recall properly, we took him to court and the prosecutor said this Nongoma case it's not under their jurisdiction. Then that's when we had taken him for the Foslorus case.
Yeah.
Ngikhumbula kahle masi engishilo ukuthi samthatha simisa siyombuza icala la kodwa ke masifika lapho shushu zathi cha Nongoma ke ayike ezandleni zakhe saseke siqhubeka ngecala seFoslorus.
Yes, but in essence, he was never taken to Nongoma court for his first appearance or for his appearance under that case. After the prosecutor has said that he does not have jurisdiction over Nongoma case.
Ka moraga gore motšhotšhisi a re yena yela ya Nongoma ga e ka fase ga jurisdiction ya gagwe ke mo e leng gore yena a senke a tswelele pele ga kgorotsheko ye e rileng ka molato ola wa Nongoma. It is correct.
Ucala lakwanongoma umshushu sesithe alikho ezandleni zakhe angikaze ayise enkantolo ngecala lakwanongoma wathi yena.
Okay. So it means, Sergeant Mohane, on the 19th, I suppose we are on the same page that you saw the prosecutor on the 19th of June.
Le a dumela gore le bone motšhotšhisi ka di 19 tša June.
Yavuma ukuthi nabona umshushu ngomhla 19 June.
nnete
That is correct.
So it means on the 19th of June, when the accused was not taken for his first appearance, the 48-hour rule expired in respect of Nongoma case, since he was never taken to Nongoma court for his first appearance in that case.
gora gore jwalo ka ga lena le bone motšhotšhisi ka di 19 ke ge e le gore ge molatofatšo wa basare yena a tsena ka kgorotshekelo ke mo e leng gore di-houra tšela tše masomenne seswai be se tše di expirile ka molatong ola wa nongoma
manje njengoba yena ingamisanga enkantolo mayelana necala kanongo usho ukuthi-ke la mahora amashumi amane nesishiyagalombili usho ukuthi ayeseqile mayelana necala kanongoma.
No, we saw expired.
no the 48 hours had not yet expired.
Okay.
Ngicala engakaphindla mahora.
It's fine, I'll leave it for argument. Let's continue. You then, on the same day, on the 19th, when accused was not taken to Nongoma court for his appearance, in Force Loras, his case was not enrolled and he was supposed to be released. Am I correct?
Jwalo ka ga lena le re ka di 19 tšhekong yela ya nongoma ga se a ye go dula go yona go ra gore yela ya Phosphorus o be swanetše molato ola wa gagwe o tšhollwe go jalo. That is correct.
Ngalelo langa-ke ngoba-ke alizange ligene icala lelilakananongo usho ukuthi-ke icala se-Phosphorus lalifanele lichithwe ngaphandle ebese yakhululwa umsolwa athe kunjalo.
And he was not released. Am I correct? According to the exhibits that we have read into this court.
Go ya ka botlhatsi bo lena le bo badileng mo kgotlatshekelo ma lena ga senke le molokolo le molatofatso.
A further detention after there was an endorsement that the accused must be released was unlawful because you did not have any warrant of arrest to arrest the accused on any other further or subsequent cases that you were investigating.
Se se bolelang gore lena le tswele pele le moswere be se tše go le ka ntle ga molao ka lebaka la gore le be le sena tokomane ye be le dumella gore lena le be le ka moswara goba le ka motswallela nako ye nngwe e fetang eo. It was not unlawful, however we did not have a J50.
Thank you for
manje-ke usho ukuthi uqhubeka-ke avalele umsolwa usho ukuba ungasekho emthethweni ngoba nazo incwadi zokuthi ningamvalela ngalamacala athi yebo kodwa-ke sesingaya J50.
Yes, at that time when you did not have a J50 authorizing you to detain accused number 2 further after his matter had not been enrolled in Force Loras, you took him further for further investigation. Am I correct?
Gora gore jwalo ka ga le be le sena yona J50 yela lena molatofatšwa le ile la motšea le ge e le gore le be le sena tokelo ya gore lena le ka moswarella lena la motšea le ilo mmotšiša dipotšišo le ilo nyakišiša. It is correct.
Athi njengoba naningenayo i-J50 kodwa navele namthatha umsolwa naqhubeka ukwenza uphenyo athi yebo.
Okay. And am I correct to say after Force Loras court, when he was detained around 1339, you recall me if I'm quoting the time wrong, it was 1339. From 1339 up to the time when he was detained at Pukeng police station, you had no warrant of arrest in your possession to keep the accused in your possession.
Ora gore lena go tlogelle nako yela ba re le tla ba phosholla ge le gore nako ga se ba e be ga botse nako yela ya 1339 go fihlella le be le ilo mo tswallela ka kwa ka police station ya Phuket ra gore lena le be le sena tukelo tša gore le be le ka moswara.
Iqiniso ukuthi lapha ePhosphorus sona isikhathi ka-1339 ikofika isikhathi navala ngaso ephukeni ngenalo igwelo ukuthi ngaba nembambile wathi yena.
Okay. If I also recall your examination in chief, the reason for you to take accused number 2 to his house is because you wanted to check the hoodie that he was wearing.
Ke botlhatse ba lena na gore ge be le motšea le miša ntlong ya gagwe mo be a dula gona le nyaka go ilo bona kefa ele be ya pere.
When the incident in the Force Loras case 636 took place.
Mo be leng gore molatola wa Force Loras case 636 o be o dira ge tswa.
A ke le kwišiše le ka boeletša gape ke leko e botse.
I do not understand. Can you please rephrase so that I will be able to understand correctly?
Okay, thank you. I'll repeat. And if I'm correct from what you said, your evidence before this court, you said the main reason you did not release the accused from Foster's court and proceeded to his house because it was because he wanted to go and search for the hoodie which was worn by the suspect on the date when the incident took place under case Foster's 636, which we are dealing with in this matter.
Le rile lebaka le le dirileng gore lena le ska tla la molokolla ke ka lebaka la gore lena le be le nyaka go misha ntlong mo be a dula gona gore le ilo lebella hudi go ba kefa yela ye leng gore ba ere ka tšatši le be go diragala molato wa Phosphorus case 636 ye re bolelang ka yona ya mo
kusho ukuthi isizathu sokuthi ningamekhulule emva kwasephosphorus ukuthi nanifuna ukuya endlini yakhe ukuthi niyohlola ukuthi ningayithola yini le hoodie yayigqokwe umsola kuleli cala lesephosphorus 636 kunjani?
Ka re sa go beketsa botlhatsi ba 636 ke nnete.
Yes, as we were still gathering evidence for the case 636, it is correct.
Yebo kunjalo ngoba ngalesikhathi sasazamhlanganisa ufakazi okungasiza kuleli cala lika 636.
Is it also your evidence that in 6 years' time, from 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 6 years later, you proceeded to accuse number 2's house with an intention to search and seize when you did not have a warrant, a search warrant in your possession in respect of the case or in respect of the information that you wanted to search and seize?
Nnete gore lena mo mengwageng e tshela lebentse le nyaka go ilo tswella pele le ilo lebella le ilo tlhola kwa gagabo goba mo be a dula gona le ge e le gore lena le be le sena dipampiri tše e leng gore di be di dumella gore le kae le ilo sešana
Mhlawumbe kwaminyaka eyisithupha nasuka la emzini kaMsolo sibili ukuthi niyohlola noma niyowenza uphenyo noma ukuyosesha ningenayo i-warrant mayelana nalezi nithi niyozithola lapha kuyani.
Ge le ka gopola botse molato a so thome ke rena mathomo for 2014.
If you would remember properly, this matter, we are not the first investigators since 2014.
Mangakhumbula kahle thina ukuqala ukuthi siphenye lolu cala kusukela ngo-2014.
Go fitile matsogo a mantši kudu go fihlela rena ba re fa ona.
There are many investigating officers that has worked on this case until it was brought to our attention.
Baningi abaphenye leli cala lapho izolethwa kwe-ET.
Rena ro hweditše molato ka December 2019.
We got this matter in December 2019.
Thina sathola leli cala ngo-December 2019.
Okay. Thank you for that explanation. But I don't have a problem with how many members who have investigated this case. That's not my question. That's not where I'm going to. Whether you were the 15th or the 30th member to investigate this case. But on the 19th of June, when you went to search in accused number 2's house, you were not in possession. You did not have a search warrant authorizing you to go and search the item that was worn by accused 6 years back. That's my question.
Ako ba leboga le gore le ba botse gore ga se nna ba mathomo ba go bereka go molato opia selo se ba se bolelang ba re ka di 19 kgweding ela ya botshela lena le be le sena ditokomane tše e leng gore di be di le dumella gore le ka sepela le ilo nyakishisha ka mola ntlong ntho e leng gore molatofatša o be a e apere mengwaga ye tshela e fetileng
Kuzothi kusho ukuthi ngishana 19 kuJune angekhethi warrant ukuthi niyosesha lapha endlini kaMsolwa ufuna lezi kuthiwa zazigqoke Msolwa ile minyaka eyisithupha eyadlula.
Go na le molaotsoko ka mogare ga Criminal Procedure Act o re dumelelago go swara ebile le go searcha re sena warrant ebile gore a ke sa gopola ke tla e le go lebelela gore na gore molaotsoko.
There is a certain law in the Criminal Procedure Act, even though I would not recall which section refers to that. However, I will go and search for it which allows us to arrest and search a place even without a warrant of arrest.
Yeah, no,
or a search warrant.
Usivumelayo ukuthi singasiyosesha nanoma singenayo i-warrant seziyofuna lo mthetho kuphela. Ikhona lo mthetho.
No, thank you for that. Don't worry about that law. We'll argue about it before this court. The only confirmation that I want to get from you is whether did you have a search warrant or not.
Ba re le ska tshwenyega ka molato o bona ba tla o lebella gape ba tla tla ba boleišana ka ona gona mo kgorong. Lena, we did not have a
Thank
search warrant.
That's all I wanted.
Singenayo i-search warrant.
That's all I wanted. And then you entered accused number 2's house and you searched and recovered the ammunition. If I'm not mistaken. Am I correct?
Le ile la tsena ntlong ya molatofatso wa bobedi la tlhola gana ka molala khumana dikolo.
Ngangena lapha ndinomsolo sibili nosesha ngigcina nithole iy'nhlamvu zesibhamu.
Ke nnete?
It is correct.
That is correct. Kunjalo.
And also you did not have the search.
Re be le ile khumana tsona dikolo tseo.
Ngingenayo imvume yokuthi niyofuna iy'nhlamvu zesibhamu.
Ke nnete?
It is correct, so.
Okay.
Kunjalo.
Thank you. Let's go back a little bit on the occurrence book. Since we have testified, maybe you can refer if you want, but I will remind you.
Ba re tlo boela morago go occurrence book ge ile gore lena le nyaka le ka ya go yona fela ba tla le go potsa.
Accused number 2 denied any involvement in respect of Foster's case 636 when you interviewed him in the boardroom on the 17th of June 2020.
Molatofatso wa bobedi yena o ile a gana gore e be ile karolo ya molato wa Foster's case 636 ka di 17 ja June 2020.
So le wesibili waphi ukuthi yena athingayo leli cala lika-636 laseFoslora ngihlase ukuthi niye lapha eboardroom mane mbuze mbuzo. Kunjalo.
Ke nnete?
It is correct.
That was the first and about this matter of Foster's case 636.
E be ile karabo ya gage ya mathomo ya nnete ge be le motisha ka molato wa Foster's 636.
Impendulo yakhe yokuqala yophendula mane mbuza ngale cala 636.
Ge le re ya nnete le ra yang ka gore e tshwanetse go be le phetolo ya mathomo ya nnete a kušo le be le ya nnete le ra yang.
What do you mean when you are saying the first genuine response from him? Because we were expecting the first answer
Okay.
from him.
Let's move on. Let's move on. On the 18th of June, he was then booked out for the whole day on the 18th of June. You remember? At 8:15 as per serial number 520.
There was 8:15.
He was booked out at 8:15 and only detained at 2:30 in the morning.
Le motere ka 8:15 go ya ka
Ke na yona mara ke tla ke a gopola.
Yeah.
I do not have it, however, I do remember that.
Mhla 18 kuJune wakhishwa ngo-8:15 ukuya ngalo umbhalo lo bhalo utho 520 wazofisa ngo-2 ekuseni.
Yes.
Wathi yebo njalo kodwa anginawo ke lo mbhalo wamanje.
And then on the same day, on the 19th of June, at 2:35, the suspect was charged. You remember?
Ka lona tšatši le we
That
la
one.
di 19 tša June ka 2:35 ke mo e leng gore molatofatšwa o ile a rwešwa melato le ya go bona.
So then namhlanje
Yes, I do recall.
ngo-2:35 umsola ilapho katsho sicala athi yebo ngiyakhumbula.
And early in the hours of the same day, 19 June, at 4:50, the suspect is booked out to Foster's court.
Le ya go bona gore ka masa ka tsona di 19 tša June ka 4:15 ya masa ke mo e leng gore molatofatšwa wa tšewa o išwa kgorotshekelo ya Foster's.
Ngo-4:15 ngalelo langa umsolo wakhishwa enkundleni yamacala yaseFoslora.
Ke nnete?
It is correct.
Yebo kunjalo.
And according to your examination in chief, when you were on your way, after you had booked out accused number 2, you were called by Colonel Gininda, who told you that accused number 2 wanted to make a statement. Am I correct?
La gore lena le rile irile ge le mo tseleng ge le gore le ile la khumana mogala go tswa go Colonel Gininda a le botsa gore le molatofatswa o be a rile o nyaka go bolela ntho e rile
Usakhumbula ukuthi ke nathi sendleleni nathola ukuthi ngavela ku Colonel Gininda ethi ke umsola ufuna ukuyobhalisa ke statement esithize.
That's not the evidence I listened to.
Oh, sorry.
They got a message from Gininda to say, no longer go to
Court.
the court.
Yes.
Go to Morocco because I have now located a person who can take a confession. After Gininda had told them the previous day, told accused number 2, if the evidence of the sergeant is correct, that you don't have to make a confession or a statement before me, I'll find somebody to take your confession. Okay, that's the evidence.
Yes, my lord. Should I
Not that Gininda told them on the way to say the suspect wants to make a confession. No,
Okay.
they had
But
already said that the previous day.
my lord, but the call was made in the morning when they were on their way to Foslera's court
To say what?
to say that the accused must be taken to make a statement.
Yes.
Yes.
Not that he wants to make a statement. Because the arrangements were already made by Gininda, in other words.
Thank you, my lord. Can
Yes.
I just proceed, my lord?
Yes,
with
do proceed.
the line of my questioning, because I'm now getting distracted.
You're not, Ms. Msololo. I'm quoting the correct record, what it says. You can ask Mr. Mgomezulu, am I confusing anything?
No, my lord,
Hello?
this is the correct.
Ms. Msololo was not there. I'm quoting the correct evidence. Now I'm being told I'm distracting.
Thank you, my lord.
Please.
My lord, can I proceed, my lord? My question is, why now, when the accused has been booked out from 8 o'clock up to 2:30, when he was booked back, now that he has changed his mind?
ba re putso ya bona ba nyaka go tseba gore go ba neng jwa tse ge mo
It's a good case, my lord. I don't know why counsel says the accused has changed his mind. The court is just now put to counsel what the correct version is, that the incident started already the previous day on the 18th when they were in Carltonville, where he intimated that he would want to make a statement.
That question statement during the time when he was booked out for long hours from 8:15 up to 2:30 in the morning, when he indicated that he wanted to make a statement.
a fa ke nnete gore molatofatswa yena o rile o nyaka go dira statement nako e la ge ne ba mo tsere nako e telele go tlogeleleng ka 8:15 go fitlhelela ka 2:30 ke mo e leng gore o ile a re o nyaka go dira statement
Once again, I don't know whether the part that says when he was booked out for long hours is correct or not, because the witness said it was around 4:30. So it was from 8:15 to 4:30 when he signaled his intention, when he made certain admissions, Lord, and arrangements were then made. I think the addition of long hours will not be correct.
Thank you, my lord. I'll leave it for argument, my lord. Can I just move on? Because the hours are indicated from the OB entries, my lord. Let's move on, Sergeant Mohane.
gore taba ela ya di iri tse di telele ba tla e lesa ba tla e share ka bona ka bona ga di jwale re tswela pele.
Is it also your evidence that when you were with accused number 2 in hospital or outside hospital, he was also asked about the involvement in the case of Foslera's case 636?
Ke botlhatse ba lena na gore molatofatswa e rile ge be re na le yena ka ntle ga sepetlele
Or on the 18th of June when you booked him out? and went to hospital or his place of employment.
Ka di 18 tša June ge be le mo putlile out le ile sepetlele goba mo be a šoma gona. It is not the hospital,
Yes.
it is where he was working.
Where he was
Why
working.
official ukuthi ayela esenza khona ungekho esibhedlela?
Thank you. And where he was working in hospital, you also had interview with the suspects.
Mo be a bereka gona le ile la kgona go boledišana gape le yena le ba le interview.
At that time, At that time, I don't know according to evidence, it can be before, it can be after, I don't know, but you were at his work employment at that time when you interviewed him.
Ba re ga ba tsebe gore be le ka pele go ba besitše le ka morago fela ge be le mo yena mona mo be a šoma gona.
awazi ukuthi ungaphambili noma ungemuva ukuthi iqedwe umsebenzi wenza la esenza khona kodwa khona ingxoxo abanayo khona ngaleso sikhathi nila esenza khona.
e ke gopolang gore ke rile Brigadier Gininda o re joinile le Sergeant Mogola.
What I remember is that I said Brigadier Gininda joined us with Sergeant Mogola.
Mangikhumbulayo ngasho ukuthi uBrigadier Gininda weza wazohlangana nathi no Sergeant Mogola.
Yes, and then what happened?
Be re ba emetse mo gate ka ntle ga mine.
And we were waiting for them at the gate outside the mine.
So sibalinde esangweni ngaphandle kwemayini.
Gomme e Brigadier Gininda fihla le Sergeant Mogola ka mo introduce go Brigadier Gininda wa ke Sandy Sontanzio.
And when Brigadier Gininda came with Sergeant Mogola, I introduced him to the Brigadier that this was
Sandy Sontanzio.
Sandiswa Ntanzi.
Wathi kumefika lo Brigadier no Sergeant Mogola ngase ngimethula ngithi uyena ke lona uSandy Sontanzi ngithula ku Brigadier Gininda.
Bela mo tšala ba re tlile go tlo verify gore ka nnete o le mošomong na ka ge ke mmodi tša Brigadier Gininda.
And Brigadier said we are here to make sure whether were you indeed at work, as I had explained to the Brigadier.
Athi ke hayi ke ngiyachaza ukuthi ayisidana nje uzothola isiqiniseko sokuthi ke ngempela ukhona yini emsebenzini njengoba kuchaza kokhulunywa uBrigadier.
Ke polishano re bileng le yona pele re tsena ka gare ga mine.
That is the conversation that we had before we went into the mine.
Yona ingxoxo sabanayo singangena emayini.
Okay, in other words, at no stage wherein the accused was asked about his involvement in this case at that time.
Kana boyeuya ga gona mo eleng go fatswa o ile a bokišiwa ka kamano ya gagwe go molato.
Futhi lapho akukho lawa umsola abuzwa khona ukuthi uthengeleka kanjani kuleli cala.
No, Brigadier Gininda ya mmotshiša after a mo moditše ditokelo tša gagwe.
Brigadier asked him after he explained his rights to him.
uBrigadier wamtshela emva kokuthi wambuza emva kokuthi amchazeleke amalungelo akhe.
O ile a araba.
So
Early in the morning to Lieutenant Colonel evidence.
Ge lena le khumana mogala wa gore
ekuseni yomntana ethini uma senithole uxolo ukuthi nihambise umsola ku-Lieutenant Colonel Raphathi namhambisa na.
E re mešitše Maroka Police Station.
yes, we took him to Moroka police station.
Yebo samisa eMoroka Police Station.
Okay. Am I correct, Sergeant Mohane, to say hours? It means the suspect on that day he did not sleep.
Gora gore bona ba bolela nnete na ge ba re ka mokgo dilo di bonagalang ka gona jwalo ka ga ile gore yena o ile a ngwetswe gore o fitlhisitswe mo gare ga masa ra gore molatofatso a se a robala.
Ngendlela obonakala ngayo ke ukuthi wakhishwa ngasikhathi sini bona sengathi umsola azange kuthole ithuba lokulala kunjani.
Driving.
Hayi ngiyafika lo ngoba ayilele emotweni ngesikhathi sihamba naye.
But he was not put into the police cells where he was allowed to sleep.
E fela ga se a tsentšwe ka diseleng mo a ile madumella gore a robala.
Ukuthi azangafaku amaselile kufanele ulale khona.
As a court, please, my lord, what is the basis for counsel to say that the accused was not put in a cell and allowed to sleep?
My lord, I'm seeking clarity from the witness looking at the time when he was booked out, my lord, from the cells and the time when he was booked back in the early hours. That's why I'm just getting clarity from the witness. Maybe he was allowed to sleep. That's why I'm just getting clarity from the witness regarding that.
As I
Because he was
understand the
there.
evidence, these witnesses, they were from Pukeng, am I correct?
Le lebeletswa Phokeng
ka di 18
Or Chabani, whatever.
go ba Tlhabane
Okay.
le lebeletswa kae?
polona ka ne sa tshuphuke sa go polona
That's our call, okay, fine.
I do not recall.
Okay,
my
yeah,
lord.
continue with your questions.
Thank you, my lord. You can't answer, you can't recall, or you remain with your answer to say he slept in the vehicle when you were traveling.
Le santse le yeme mo karabong yela ya lena ya gore o robetse ge bentse le reile.
Ona le mo
Ukuthi walala ngesikhathi nina.
ona le mo re mosheditseng ka magare a robala ga nyane mara ke tsona re betse nako e kae.
There is a point where we took him back to the cell and he slept a bit, even though I do not recall how long
Khona
did he
isikhathi
sleep.
esambuyisela phakathi ukuthi alala isikhathi esinana sakhumbula ukuthi sasinana.
Oh, okay. I can refresh your memory because I have recorded the entries. From Pukeng, he was booked out 8:15 in the morning and he was only booked in at 2:30 on the 19th of June.
Ba re batla le go potsa go bana ba di-wet fast go tloga Phokeng.
And then he was charged. He was
Ka
charged at,
8:15 go fitlhelela ka 2:30 ya masa.
yes.
Sukela ephukeni wakhishwa ngo-8:15 waze wayobuyisela phakathi ekuseni ngo-2:30.
And then he was booked out at 4:50 after that entry.
Ba ntshiwa ka 4:50 ka moraga go ngwetswe jwang. It is correct.
Can you recall anything or you can't recall?
Go na le ntho e le kgonang go e gopola go baka le sa gopola.
Usakhumbula noma awusakhumbuli?
Go gopola gore re mtsentshitse diseleng ya re boa.
I recall that we had placed him in the cells when we came back.
Ngiyakhumbula ukuthi samphensela emaseleni asesibuni.
Bile re mo ntshitse ka diseleng gape re tsamaya.
And we took him out of the cells when we left again.
Yes. So
Samkhipha emaseleni masisihamba futhi.
if I understand what you are saying, so you would have booked him, you would have put him into the cells after 2:30.
Se se bolelang gore lena le mmušeditše diseleng ka mora ga seripa ka mora ga iri ya bobedi.
And he was
Nami ngidesela emaseleni emuva ka2:30.
and he was taken out at 4:50.
La montšha ka metsotso ye lesome ka pele ga iri ya botlhano.
Usolo semkhipha ngo-4:50 futhi.
That is correct.
Okay, kunjani?
So in other words, it means he was only detained for 2 hours. He was only put into the police cells for 2 hours.
Se se bolelang gore o tsentšhitswe ka diseleng iri tše pedi fela.
Ke nnete.
Ukuthi-ke buyisela emaseleni wahlala nje amahora amabili athi yena.
Okay. And he made the statement.
It's actually not 2 hours. We don't want to be pedantic, but it's more than 2 hours. 2.5 hours, minimum to 2:25.
The witness can correct that. The witness is the one who knows better. If I'm not giving the correct estimate, you know how long was the suspect put into the cells.
Le ka lo magareng nako tseo. Tsa 3 hours and 2.5 hours.
The time could be between 2 hours and 3 hours.
Isikhathi esiphakathi kwe-2 hours namahora amathathu.
From my calculations, from 2:35 to 4:40, it gives me 2 hours 20 minutes.
Go ya ka yena ge a se tša dira di-calculation go tlogelela ka 2:35 go ya go 4:50 e mo nea di-iri tše pedi le metsotso e masome a mabedi.
Kuka wakhe kusuka kulesi sikhathi siqala sika-2 hours 30 ukuyofika ku-4:50 kunika amahora amabili imzuzu sengaba amabili nanhlanu.
We bethile kgomone nakeng.
You have said it correctly, so.
Thank you. And it is your evidence that when he was taken to make the statement, sorry my lord, not that can I rephrase, not that it is your evidence. Am I correct to say Ropadu, he had not slept, he had only been kept in the police cells for 2 hours 20 minutes?
Ke nnete gore molatofatso ga be a ishiwa go lepodisa Raphato yana ga se a robale o lo jetso fela ka diseleng di re jepedi le metsotswana.
Ngabe kuneqiniso yini mangithi-ke umsola lesikhathi angena ngaso emaseleni nokuthi athathwe kayise esekhishwe siyiswa ku-Lieutenant Raphato wayiswa nje wayehlala nje imizuzu amahora amabili nemizuzu?
nka se ra robale ka ge ba isha diseleng ba ishiwa ke maphodisa mo police station eo.
I cannot say he did not sleep because when they are taken to the cells, they are taken by the police officers from that police station.
Angeke ngisho ukuthi wayengadlanga ngoba uyiswa emaseleni bahanjiswa amaphoyisa lapha kuleso station.
Okay.
So I don't want to interfere, okay? You see the defense that was put by Mr. Mgomezu is that this witness, accused number 2, was never taken to Rapat. He was taken somewhere to be assaulted, choked, etc., etc., etc. Kinanda comes there, opens the boot of the car, gives him documents, sign here, sign there, sign there. Assaulted again, then they realize, oh, something has not been signed. Then they take him to Morocco now. And when they get there, are you with me?
Yes, my lord.
These versions, I want to be fair to you, Mr. Mgomezu, and you, they are mutually destructive. Because the way you are putting it, it appears as if you are not disputing the evidence of this witness. When in fact, according to Mr. Mgomezu, Tinzi to Rapat, they met somewhere in the hospital, etc., etc. Keys were given, blah, blah, blah. Taken to an open space, assaulted. I'm just saying it.
Thank you, my lord. I was just referring the witness as to how the incident unfolded during the time when he was booked out up to the time when he was booked back in the early hours.
Okay, no problem.
Yes. I have not touched the issue of the accused and Lieutenant Colonel Rapado. I'm just talking about the night preceding to that incident, my lord. And I did not get the answer.
It's a Karawayal Nabi.
Kana le rileng hapa ka re sa
By the
ba
way, what
tiste ka o sheletsa ka
What
ka
was your
fopela.
question as you have distracted me? May you please repeat the question?
No, I had said it means for the whole night the accused had not slept. If he had slept, he only slept for 2 hours that he was put in the cells.
Bona ba rile go ra gore bosigo ka moka mola tufatšwa ga se a robale ge ile gore o robetse yena go ra gore o robetse di iri tše pedi fela.
Futhi angisho ukuthi umsola akazange alale kulobo busuku. Uma uvuthiwa kwazi ukulala bayalala amahora amabili kuphela.
Ba robetsa ra go robetsa na go eo ka ya 2 hours and 40 minutes, 20 minutes.
He slept, meaning he slept that 2 hours and 20 minutes that you have referred to.
Wayalala ulala wona nama-hours ukhuluma ngawo amabili.
And then on the 22nd of June 2020, when the accused was taken to court, he was taken not for Nongoma case. Am I correct?
Ra gore ka di 22 tša June molatofatšwa ge se a išiwa kgotlatshekelo yena o ba sa išetšwe molatola wa Nongoma.
Which he was
Mhla
detained.
22 kuJune umsola umeseyiswa enkantolo wangayiselwa leli cala kaNongoma.
O be a tswaleletswe wona.
Lelo ale ayiboshelelwa.
No we shejwe for poking.
He was taken for cocaine.
For
Ayiselwa icala lasePhukeni.
Okay. And from the evidence of Jonathan, Mr. Buthelezi, and Mr. Buthelezi, they testified that they were asked by yourself on respective dates when accused number 1 was taken to make a statement to the magistrate, Ms. Cronje. Their evidence is that they were requested by yourself to escort you as you were traveling.
Jonathan Lubutelezi.
I'm sorry, accused 2, my lord, not accused number 1.
Jonathan Lubutelezi bona ba boletse botlhatsi ba gore ba be ba boditswe ke lena gore ba sepele le lena ge be a ilo dira statement sela go magistrata e leng gore molatofatša wa bobedi e leng Ntanzi o be a ilo dira confession ye go ba statement seo.
Ukuthi ubufakazi obuvela kuJonathan nobuvela kuThelezi ukuthi umsolwa wayeswa phakathi isa statement futhi wayeswa futhi magistrate ukuthi ayobhalisa statement nokuthi ke nina wena wabacela ukuthi bazoniphelezela
e re ke tlhalose tše kgoro ka tsela e.
May I explain it to the court in this way?
Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department I kgopetšwe ke Brigadier Gininda le di supervisor tša Ekurhuleni Morning Metro Police Department go thuša ge re go sepediša di suspect tša rena ka yona molato.
The Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department was requested by Colonel Gininda and the supervisors to accompany us as we were traveling with the suspects in this matter.
Okay, in other words, you are saying you were never involved in the request that was made requesting the members to give escort to yourselves.
Kamanjwa mang lena le re ga senke le be karolo ya kgopelo ye uwe ya gore le kgopelo gore batho ba uwe ba tlo sepela le lena.
Ushutwana zonke nasanda isicelo lesi sokucela ukuthi niphelezele.
Ka ge šetše ba wa file tumelo la go šomišana le rena.
As they had already given them the right to work with us.
Njengoba sebegunyaziweke ukuthi bazosebenzisana nathi.
Ba le ba re fa tumelo la gore rena re re ka mo fase mo re kana ra founelana ge go na le mošomo o tshwanetse re o dire.
And they gave us the right to contact each other if there was any duties that we were supposed to do as we were working on the ground.
Tina ke la baphansi ke sasisi ukuthi thindana uma kukhona umsebenzi wadinga ukuthi sisebenzisane ku.
Okay, so as you had been given a right to communicate, were you given specific members to request from the metro each and every time when you needed their services?
Ba ile ba lefa batho tsoko gore lena ga ile gore le tlhoka tšhomišano le bolele le batho ba rile.
Ade ukuthi naniwe itsholo ukuthi ningasho ukuthi obani ukusebenzisana nabo basenkundleni uma ukuthi khona umsebenzi ofanele wenziwe.
Ke nnete wa re file yona group eo.
Correct, we were given that particular group.
Iqiniso sanikwa lona bona ke nabo bani.
In respect of accused number 1, in Albertine on the 30th of May, were you also present? In Albertine, yes?
Albertine ka kwa ka di 30 tša May go ya le molatofatšwa wa mathomo.
No, umsolo wokuqala ngokuhlaka 30 kuMeyi. Nani seliwe yini ukuthi nihambe nalo umsolo ni Albertine?
Is a good please.
On the 4th of June. On the 4th of June.
Ba re ka di 4 tša June.
Actually the 5th of June.
Ke nnete.
Yes, it is correct.
Who arrived first at the Albertine station between yourself and Jonathan and his crew?
Go fitlhe mang pele magareng ga lena le Jonathan le setlhopha sa gagwe.
a ke sa gopola botse lo fitlhela mampela a ke sa gopola botse mara bona ba fitlhile le rona re fitlhile.
I do not recall who arrived first. However, they arrived and we also arrived.
Okay. Do you recall as to where were they waiting, Jonathan and his team?
Jonathan le sehlopha sa gagwe ba eme kae?
Ke a gopola.
Yes, I do recall.
Where?
Ba eme kae?
Jonathan le timba lakhe babe mephi
ka ntle ka police station.
Outside the police station.
babe me ngaphandle police station.
Thank you, my Lord. May the court just bear with me. Thank you, my Lord. I've got no further questions.
Okay. Yes, Mr. Oh, you said you were waiting. Mr. Baloyi, any re-examination?
There's a quick piece, right? You were asked by counsel for accused number 1 and 2 regarding the appearances of the accused in Boksburg.
Botsitswe ke ramolao wa molatofatso wa mathomo lo wa bobedi ka go tswelela fua Boksburg.
This is now as far as exhibit E is concerned.
Ba re go ya ka botlhatsi bola ba E ke di se exhibit E
Yes,
of
exhibit EE
Exhibit EE
on the 27th of October
ka di 27 ja October
27 October
2020
ngwageng wa 2020
2020.
as to whether you had permission from the station commissioner to postpone to postpone accused number 2 to Valeria police cells.
gore lena le be le filwe tokelo ke station commander gore le ka molatofatswa wa bobedi yena le ka misha diseleng tša Dileria.
Ukuthi nganayo imvume yokuyisa umhlola emaseleni asevalelwa ngokuya kwimvume nayithola ngokuya ka-station command.
Indeed.
That is correct.
Yebo kunjalo.
Yesterday we handed the original of exhibit EE
maobane re fane ka tokomane yela ya EE
Zolo-ke khona-ke i-exhibition yona.
Bakutshela lwani.
I just want to draw your attention to a letter my lord. The letter would appear right almost in the middle of the proceedings. If we can just place just the contents of the letter on record.
Ba re ba nyaka gore le ye go lengwalo leuwe le lebale le godimo le kgone go kwagala.
Yela ukuthi ngifundele encwadi ngifundele enkantolo.
Lengwetše gore the station commander South African Police Service Valeria
Ukuthi station commander station sase-Valeria
mo godimo notse inquiries Colonel Toka.
On top it's written inquiries, Colonel Toka.
Gomme ba I addressitse the Magistrate Senior Public Prosecutor Boksburg Magistrate Court Boksburg.
And it was addressed to the Magistrate Senior Public Prosecutor in Boksburg Magistrate Court.
Gomme yone ngola ka tsela permission to place a suspect at Valeria police cells.
And it reads as follows. Permission to place suspect at Valeria police cells.
Here, point number 1 is here with permission to place under mentioned suspect at Valeria SAP cells for further detention.
When number 1 is read as follows. Here with permission to place under mentioned suspect at Valeria SAPS cells for further detention.
Omega Mama Shakaning in case number 636 of 10/2014.
And in the box is written case number 636 stroke 10 of 2014.
Umel Shakana la latela lengwe gore name of a suspect Bongani Ntanzi.
Second block it's written name of the suspect Bongani Ntanzi.
Shakana la mafelelo in Colonel B.N. Gininda.
The last block is written Colonel Investigating Officer Colonel B.N. Gininda.
Point of permission is granted by Colonel Toka SAPS Valeria.
Second point, it's written permission is granted by Colonel Toka SAPS Valeria.
Mofase assign Emunche Station Commander Colonel SAPS Valeria MS Toka.
And underneath his sign is also written Colonel Station Commander SAPS Valeria MS Toka.
Station Commander MS Toka.
Kamofase Amala date 2020 of 10/27.
Underneath is written a date 2020 of 10/27.
October 2010.
A copy a certify again na PV Mohani custom pisat clerk of the court of Boksburg police station.
And a copy,
Boksburg court.
A copy was certified by myself, Mr. Mohani, with the stamp of the clerk of the court. That is all.
You were also asked by counsel for accused number 1 and 2 as to how you know Mr. Mjiako.
Ile la botšishwa gape gore Mr. Mjiako yena le motsebi le jwang ke botšishwa ka ke mmele wa molatofatso wa mathomolo wa bobedi.
And you then gave an explanation. Can I once again ask you to turn to the transcribed version of Exhibit EE on the 27th of October?
Yele gore e typilwe ya di 27 October yona ye ya EE. La fana ka tlhaloso. Yes, I can see.
Who appeared for accused number 2?
Ke mang o be ile mmele wa mona tfatsa go be
wayimele umsolo wesibili.
ingwetswe gore Mr. Ntokozo Mijiyako attorneys.
It is written Mr. Ntokozo Mijiyako attorneys.
Kuthiwa lapha ke uNtokozo Mijiyako owasefemini labameli lakaMjiyako.
The case was then postponed to the 27th of November, the correct 2020,
Molato o bo ile wa hlekisetswa
Akunjalo.
on the second page.
mo paging ya latela.
Ikhasi elilandelayo
Ke nnete
It is correct, I confirm.
kuyiqiniso.
Who appeared for case number 2?
Ke mang o be a emetse molato wa bobedi?
Ubani-ke wayimele umsolo wesibili?
isangwetswe Mr. Mijiyako gape.
It is still written Mr. Mijiyako.
Kusabhalwe yena obaMjiyako.
Thank you.
Ba leboga.
Are you through with that letter, Mr.?
There's a formal letter that is on record. If I can just ask you to put that, the contents thereof on record.
Ba re gona le lengwalo shile ba gopela gore le lebale le tle le kgona go bala.
Khona-ke incwadi-ke engifisa ukuthi uyifunde ukuze iqoshwe phansi.
Mo mengwalong e megolo godimo ga letlakala engwetswe Mijiyako attorneys incorporation.
In bold, on top it is written Mijiyako Attorneys Incorporation.
Ngamagama-ke amakhulu ubhale lapha phezulu ukuthi abameli bakwaMjiyako.
Walatala mengwalo ring the Director of Public Prosecutions, attention Advocate Jibaloi, per email lawon ngasibali.
Then it is written the Director of Public Prosecutions, attention Advocate G. Baloyi, and an email address. And the witness says he would not state the email address.
The
Kuyaye
date,
kubhalwe-ke
Date
kuqondiswe kubashishisi lapho kubhalwe khona ukuthi kuqondiswe kumshushisi ku-Advocate G. Baloyi.
Date was 3 March 2021.
It is dated the 3rd of March 2021.
Ukuthi kubhalwe usuku lomhla 3 kuMashi 2020.
Yona balakatsi la dear says
It is written as follows. Dear says,
Kubhalwe ngethu abanumzana.
ngala gape ka mengwalo e mekutunyana RE/Ntanzi for Flores case 636 of 10/2014.
also written in bold, RES stroke Danzi Phosphorus case 636 10 of 2014.
Kubhalwe-ke lapho ukuthi isihloko sithi Ntanzi icala lasephosphorus 636 of 10 of 2014.
Point number 1, we confirm that we act on behalf of Mr. Bongani Sandison Ntanzi, who is accused number 2 in the above matter.
When number 1 is read as follows as the witness has just read it, my lord.
Kubhalwe kanje ukuthi thina simela uSandiso Ntanzi kuleli cala.
And then, immediately after the last court appearance, Mr. Ntanzi withdrew a mandate as his attorneys of record and opted to be represented by the Legal Aid Board.
That is the second point, my lord.
Iphuzu lesibili-ke lithi-ke hayi uSandiso Ntanzi-ke wase uyasikhipha njengabameli abamele waseqoka ukuthi uzomelwa abakwa-Legal Aid Board.
We also not been receiving financial instructions from Mr. Ntanzi.
Okwesithathu-ke kuyashiwo lapho ukuthi cha asizange sikhokhelwe.
Point number 4, Mr. D.N. Mijiyako, who has previously appeared on behalf of Mr. Ntanzi, is no longer with our firm and has joined the Cape Bar as a people advocate.
Manje futhi wabhala ngephuzu lesine ukuthi uBMJ wakho owayemele
I am mindful of our duty to formally inform the court about these developments and to withdraw as Mr. Ntanzi's attorneys of record.
ngiyabasecela ukuthi hayi uzafisa ukuthi inkantolo yazi ngalokho ukuthi-ke sebeshiye phansi ukuba abameli bakabafuntana.
However, due to a family bereavement, I am unable to make it to court on Friday, 5 March 2021, and my colleagues are out of the province.
Ushuthi-ke ngeshwa-ke kukhona ukusuvelele ekhaya angikwazi ukuthi ngomhla 5 kuMashi ngiyovela enkantolo ukuthi ngiyosichazela kodwa-ke futhi-ke okunye ukuthi abekho
Tim.